Good morning to everyone. Myself Satya from BCA department. Now we are going to cover some important topic in Java programming language, and this paper is common for BCA, BSc Computer Science, BSc Data Science, BSc Artificial Intelligence, and the syllabus is common for all the secondary students. In this 1 hour video, we are going to cover the important concept of the Java, and it will be useful for all the students while they are preparing for the university examination. First of all, we have to see what is mainly OOPS. OOPS means that is object oriented programming structure. Object oriented programming means Java is a pure OOPS language. Basically, you all have learned about the Python as well as the C++. In this line, next we are going to study about the Java language. And what is the difference from those languages means Java is a platform independent as well as a secure language. And here the concept of OOPS is common for Python language, C++ as well as the Java. And these are the basic concepts, that is object, classes, data abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, dynamic binding, message passing. And objects means that is the entity of the classes. And classes means it has the similar entities. And data abstractions means it abstract all the data, that is the variables, methods, it's abstracted and it's having a single unit known as the classes. And encapsulation, it's encapsulate all the informations as one classes, so we are saying that as a encapsulation. And inheritance, that is one class can inherit the property of the other class and it can use the variables and methods of the superclass. And polymorphism, that is same name but different meaning. That is if two methods have the same name and which one will be called during the time of dynamic, it can be decided based on the data types as well as the number of parameters that we pass to the methods. And dynamic binding is one of the very important topic in the OOPS concept. During the runtime, some of the libraries are binded, that is the dynamic binding. And message passing, one class can call the other class by using the objects or by passing the messages through the methods. This is also dynamic message passing, and these are the basic concept of the OOPS, and this is applicable for Python language, C++ as well as it's also applicable for the Java language. Java features, that is each and every language has some features that is distinct from other languages. The Java feature is one of the very important 10-mark question, and it may appear for all the university question paper. That is, there are some basically Java features, that is simple, secure, portable, object-oriented, robust, multi-threaded, architecture neutral, interpreter, high performance, distributed, dynamic. We can see one by one now. That is, first is a simple. Java is designed to be very easy for the programmer to learn and use. First of all, the programming language from the student point of view, if the programming language is going to study this, they will think that it is very difficult to write the coding. But while we are going to write the coding by using the Java, it's very easy and it's very easy to learn when compared to other language. And object oriented, it's a clean and usable and approach to objects, and it's a pure object oriented language and it's compatible with the other language also. And robust means that is the program is restricted to find a mistake early and perform compile time and runtime checks and manages memory automatically. That is, the error can be found out very easily and it's also cleared by the user very easily. And multi-threaded means the thread. What do you mean by thread? Means thread is a single process and more than one process can run concurrently or parallelly. That idea is supported in the Java. And architecture neutral, this is a platform independent environment. Platform means operating system. That is, Java is a platform independent language that is all known as, that is, the JDK 1.5 is the software that is used to run for the Java, and now its platform independent means it can run in any operating system and we can take over the program anywhere and we can run anytime also. And next one is the interpreter as the high performance. Java is a compiled and interpreted language. That is, compiled, you all know that is converted from high level language to the low level language. And interpreter means the same work done, but in compilation the whole program is converted from high level to low level. But in interpreter the line by line conversion is take over. This too is happened in the Java language. By that only, we can say it's a robust language and it's a highly performance language. Distributed, that is, Java handles the TCP/IP protocol, so we can access the Java program from anywhere at any time. So we are saying that Java is one additional feature, that is distributed. And dynamic. Dynamic means during the time of runtime, the informations that we are passing can be verified and easily identified by the programmers. And secured. We are saying the Java program is secured because we can have some access specifier. Access means we are taking the data from one place to another place. And if a program has one variable and if you are printing that variable, the value inside the variable will get printed. And if it is enclosed inside class means, that is, we can access the class variable by using the object. If the object call the variables as well as method, it will print the variable or it will call the method. If those are declared as private, then even the object is not able to access the variable. That's only we are saying that the Java is a secure language, and additionally in C, C++, we are having the pointer. The pointer will directly access the value of a variable. Without the variables, it can access by using the memory address. That idea is also violated in Java, so we can say Java is a very secure language. And portable. Portable, it's carryover. That is, Java generates a bytecode. That is, while converting the high-level language into low-level language, it's a compiled and interpreted language. While it's compiled, it's convert the high-level language into bytecode, and the bytecode is converted into the low-level language. So the bytecode can be carried over from one system to another system, and by using that bytecode, we can compile the Java program very easily. No need to carry the original program. Bytecode is enough to run that program. And Java virtual machine. Java virtual machine is an abstract machine. Abstract machine is an imaginary machine, and in this machine only we are compiling the source code into the bytecode. That is, first Java compiler convert the source code into bytecode, and the bytecode is now entered by the Java interpreter, and the operating system will take out the program and it will enter the program, and we are compiling the program likewise this. In the interpreter itself, we can find out the errors, and we can eliminate the errors, and we can easily resolve the errors. This is a simple Java program. That is the Java program, that is, it's simply displaying the first Java program, that is class my program, and we are opening the parenthesis and we have public static void main string ops and system.out.println first Java program semicolon. We are closing the main method and then we are closing the class method, and that is, the main method is resolved inside the class. That is, the class which having the main method with the name of the class only we are saying that program. All the execution start from the main method. And if there is more than one class and we are saying that program above with the class name, which class having the main method, okay, and this program name is myprogram.java. And inside the program, that is, we are having public static void main. Public is an access specifier, that is, this main method is accessed by anyone, and static we all know the meaning, that it's no more copies. That is, if any methods or any variables declared as static, then even if the static variables are accessed only by the classes, not by the objects. It's common to all the objects created by the classes. So no more main method, that is, no duplication of main method is not available in the classes. So when we are declaring the main method as a static, and what means no returning data type, and string and aux during the time of running the program, the command given as Java program name. At that time also we can give some inputs. That input as passes arguments to the program. If you are running as Java my program 1, 2, 3, that 1, 2, 3 is taken as the input for the program via the string aux, and the 1, 2, 3 is assigned as a string array variable for the strings. And system.out.println, this is system.out.println uses a console for printing the data in the screen. For that, the first Java program which is enclosed in the double quotes is printed in the screen. This is a simple Java program. The program name for the Java is given by the class name which has the main method. And Java command line argument, actually we are having the Java command line arguments, that is, we are passing the values while we are running the program, okay, that is known as the command line arguments. Here we are passing some values while we are running the program. The value that we enter during the time of runtime is get as input by the Java program, and that is displayed here. This is known as the command line argument. Here we are having 4 lines, that is class command line example, public static void main string aux, okay. The main method is resides inside the class command line example, And the string aux means we are passing the input while we are running the program. That input is getter's argument and is placed in this variable, and aux, the string start from the index 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. So aux of 0, it's the first value that we are giving while we are running the program. That is getter's input here, and we are passing here, and we are comparing the program as, that is Java C command line example.java. That is, this is the program name, and this program must be saved with this name only, because the main method is resigned inside the class. That is command line example, Java C command line example.java. During this line, the program is converted into the, that is the source code is converted into the object code, and we are running the Java command line example Java. So Java command line example is enough for running each and every program, but we are passing a value Java as the input. This input is assign the value aux of 0 in the string variable. Now we are taking this aux of 0 here. So your first argument is Java. Likewise, output is print. Likewise, the command line arguments take the input while we are running the program. And API is the application programming interface in Java. It has some predefined rules as well as specification for accessing a web-based software applications tools. And control structures that you have learned in Python, C++, as well as all the languages, programming languages, and some writing the syntaxes differ from languages to language. But the work of the control structure is common in all the programming languages. The control structures are the building blocks of Java program, that is control the flow of the execution. First of all, the flow of the execution means the execution start from the main method, and the execution is in the sequential order. That is the line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. It will be executed like that only. Sometimes the execution of the flow of the execution may get changed based on some conditions. That conditions are known as the control structures. These change the flow of the execution, and it control the program. So only we are saying this is a control structure. There are 3 types of control structures. That is condition statements as well as iterative statements, and some switching statements, selection statements are there. That is in selection statement, branching statement, selection statement, we are having if, simple if else, as well as ladder if, as well as else if ladder, and we are having the selection. And in iterative we are having do while, as well as for. And next, in the switch command we are using, and also in select command also using. That is, in if else statement it will check the condition. For example, if you are asking to print a line, that is I am a woman, then in the system.out.println I am a woman, it will print like I am a woman. Okay, if you want to check whether the given person is male, then you have to print the given the entered woman is male. And if it is not a male, we can print as not a he is a, she is a female, like that we have to print. For that, that is the sequence order, second line, third line, fourth line, and in fourth line we are having the condition. If the condition is true, then it will have to execute the fifth line. If the condition is false, then you have to execute the sixth line. Here, based on the condition, one line is get skipped. So we are selecting this branches or this branches in the if else statements. Okay, here what is the syntax? If condition is true, then the code to be executed. Here this code is executed. If the condition is false, then the code in the else part will get executed. For that, so many examples. First example is to check whether the given number is odd or even. We can say the number is odd or even if it is divisible by 2. If the remainder is 1, we can say that is an odd number. If the remainder is 0, we can say the even number. So in such cases, we can use the if else statement. And also the second examples, we can check whether the given year is leap year or not. Leap year means that is a number divisible by 4, we can say is a leap year. 2000 is a leap year, and then 1999 is not a leap year. Okay, we can divide that variable by 4, and we have to check the remainder. If the remainder is 0, we can say that is a leap year. If the remainder is not 0 and some other number is there, we can say that is not a leap year. So this is like that only. That is if this is a syntax and this is an example. That is, we are saying that we are getting the person age as input, and you all know that in the election committee, that is a person can put the vote if he or she is about age 18. So we are getting the age as input, and we are checking if it is greater than or equal to 18, we can allow the person to vote in the election. If he is less than 18 means that is he is not eligible to vote in the election. So we are getting the age as 25 as input, and we are checking that the age is greater than or equal to 18. If it is greater than or 18, we can say this is eligible for vote, and if it is less than it, we can say you are not eligible to vote yet. That is this or that. In such cases, we can use the if else statement. And nested if. Nested if means that is a condition which can be executed in the true part of one condition. And if there is also another condition, if it should be executed in the else part of the condition. A condition inside a condition is known as the nested if. And this is the syntax for that. If condition 1 is true, then it has to check the condition 2. If condition 2 also true, it has to check the condition 3. If the condition is true, then there is no need, the execution gets stopped and we can move to the false section. That is, we can set the grade. If a person score is greater than 90, we can give the grade as A. If the person's score is greater than 80 and less than 90, we can give the grade as B. If the person is scored between 70 to 80, we can give the grade as C. And if the person is below 70, we can give the grade as F. Okay. Here, based on this, there are so many conditions. Based on the condition, we have to give the grade. These conditions are checked one by one in the nested if statement. And switch. Switch is one of also a branching statement. That is in branching, that is in if, simple if, else if, nested if. Based on the condition, one type of branches only will get executed. Remaining all will be like that. But in switch, that is we are writing the coding based on the conditions. And if the condition is true, only a certain part of the code is get executed. Remaining code will not get executed. And what is the syntax of the switch means switch expression. First the expression will get evaluated and the expression will yield a value, and this value will get matched with the value 1, value 2, and there are so many values, it will match with that. If any one of the result of the expression match with the value, then the code inside the case will get executed. And if it doesn't match with any value, that is value 1, value 2, value 3, then value 2 except value n, if it doesn't match means the code inside the default will get executed. And in the syntax we must note correctly, that is that the end of the each case that should be the break statement. The break, continue, jump statements are used to break the second block of code and it will come out of the code. Okay. If the break is not given here, then the code will be executed in sequential order even though the condition is executed correctly. That is, if there is no break means the case 1 executed, next case 2, case 3, like this it will move on. Okay. And if there is continuous statements means then only based on the condition, if the condition is checked correctly, only that iteration will get skipped in the continue. But in break, it will skip the block of code and it will come out of the loop. That is the difference between break as well as the continue. And iterative statement, iterative statements also known as the loops. That is, it will execute a block of code repeatedly based on the condition. It may repeat it for 10 times, 100 times, 1000 times based on the condition. Until the conditions become true, the block of the code will be executed repeatedly. That is known as iterative statement. That is, in iterative statement, basically we are having while, for, do while. For is a universal iterative statement and it's basically used for all the condition checkings. That is for initialization, condition, increment or decrement. Okay, this is a syntax. Okay, we are having one variable. That variable is assigned one value, and from that assignment of the value, the execution gets started. That is, if you are assigning a variable to 1, we are starting the execution from 1, and it might be repeatedly continue till the conditions become false. Okay, it will check each and every time after executing the block of code inside the for loop. It will come on to the increment or decrement. The variable that is initialized here, it gets increment or decrement. That is based on the code that we have written. And after that, the variable is checked with this condition. If the condition is true, the code inside the for loop will get executed. And after the increment or decrement, if the condition becomes false, then it will come out of the for loop. This is the syntax of the for loop. Okay. Here we are giving an example, that is to print the numbers from 1 to 5. That is, only by using this single line, we are going to print the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If without using for loop, if you are using this means we have to print a system.out.println 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 likewise we have to print. But in for loop we can easily print by single line itself. That is, here we are using the variable I. I is an initialization variable that we are using in the for loop. Not only I, we can use I, J, K, any alphabetical things, that is identifiers we can use in the for loop. That is I equal to 1, the first value is 1, and in each and every time these variables get incremented. That is, I1 is incremented to 2, and next step 2 is incremented to 3, because we are giving I plus plus, so it is incremented by 1. If I given as I equal to I plus 2, in each and every step it is incremented by 2. That is, first step 1, second step 3, 5, 7, likewise it will get incremented. So this is the increment and the decrement. And next one is the condition we are checking, that is I less than or equal to 5. That is, each and every time we are incrementing the I value, and this I value now is incremented to 2 is less than or equal to 5. Okay, we can use to execute. And next time this I is getting incremented, that is 3. 3 is less than or equal to 5, it's okay. Now we are printing the I value 3, and next it's incremented, so 3 is incremented by 4, 4 less than or equal to 5, so we are coming inside the for loop, we are printing the 4 value. Now I plus plus, that is 4 is incremented by 5, 5 less than or equal to 5, it's not less than but equal to 5, so once again we are printing the value 5. Next I incremented, 5 is incremented to 6, 6 is less than, no, equal to 5, no, it will come out of the for loop. So if that is the first value, during the time of executing the first time only the initialization will check over, and after that only these two type only get checked, and each and every time the condition, based on the condition, the line inside the for loop will get executed. The condition is false, it will come out of the loop. If the condition is true, then the code inside the for loop will get executed. The same thing while loop, but what is the difference means, that is the increment is above the while loop, and that only carry the conditions inside the for loop. In for loop we are having initialization, condition, increment and decrement. Okay, the initialization is above the for loop and the condition is inside the while loop, and then we are having the increment or decrement in the inside the while loop. Here, what is that? This is an simple Java program. That is, the Java program writing is very simple. Here we can see that example very clearly. That is import java.util.scanner. Okay, that is, the scanner is a system defined class that is used to get the input from the user. And while loop example, this is the class name, and inside that we are having the main function, and we are using this class scanner for getting the console input. We are declaring one variable number as integer variable, and we are getting a positive number, that is scanner.nextInt. Scanner is the system defined class, and nextInt is the system defined method that is present inside the scanner class. Okay, the system defined classes all are in the first letter capital letter. Java is a case sensitive language, so while we are using the system defined classes, system defined method, we have to find the difference between the small letter as well as the capital letter. Okay, and next int in I is the capital letter, and we are checking the number is less than 0, we are getting this invalid input, enter a positive number, and we are getting the another input. Likewise, we are getting the input from the user, and we are checking the input whether it is positive or negative. Okay, if you are giving that is negative number or less than 0 or that is equal to 0, it will ask repeatedly till to enter a positive number. If you enter the positive number, it will come out of the loop. This is the example of the while loop. And do while loop is also similar to that of the while loop, but the only difference is in while loop it will check the condition, and if the condition is true, then it will execute the code inside the while loop, and if the condition is false at the first iteration itself, it will not execute the code inside the while loop. But in do while loop, that is, first it will do and then only it will check the condition. So if the condition is false, at least once the code inside the do while loop will get executed. If the condition is false, then the code inside the block will not get executed in the while loop. That is the only difference, but the syntax is also same for do as well as the do while. And this is the enhanced method of using the that is for loop. This additional advances that is present in the Java. that is type variable as well as the iterations. That is, this is the variable, array variable. We are having 5 variables, 5 values 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is we are assigning one this numbers. This array variable is assigning to this variable each and every time. That is, numbers is the array variable and number is a single variable. We have to find the difference. So here we are having 5 numbers, and each and every time in the for loop, each and one number is assigned to the variable number and it's get printed. And this is the one way of using the for loop. That is the enhanced method of using the for loop in Java. That is in the previous time, that is initialization, condition, increment and decrement. Here we are having only the one variable plus the array variable. What are the values that present inside the array variable we can declare that. Break and the continue statement, this we have studied the switch statement itself. Break means anything, the condition is true or false. When is it encounter the break statement, it will come out of the block of code. And in the continue statements means, that is, it will check some condition and only for that condition it will skip the code. Only for that condition, okay? And it will execute for the next condition, okay? That is for certain condition, only for based on the one conditions, the code will get continue and it break, the wholly the block of the code will get break. That is, break statements is to terminate the execution of the loop. And in continue statement, skip the current iteration of the loop, okay? We are executing the for loop for 5 times. And if in the third iteration itself, we want to stop the loop of execution means, we can use the break statement. And if you want to block the execution only for the third iteration, but we want the iteration for 4th and 5th means, we can use the continue. That is, the break statements encountered within the loop body, the loop will terminate and the program will execute the next statement of the loop, okay? And in continue statement, that is, within the body, the remaining statements in the current iteration will be get executed. That is the difference, and it is used in Java also. Nested loops, that is, if a while loop is occurred inside the while loop, we can say nested while. If a for loop inside the for loop, we can say nested loops. Okay, this is mostly used for MATLABs, matrix addition, subtraction, multiplications. We can use this, and loop inside the another loop. And in the first for loop, we are using the I variable. Second for loop, we are using the J variable. That is, each and every for loop is run for 10 times. Totally 10 into 10, 100 times this loop will get executed. And if you want to break the execution for some values, we can use the break statement. And if you want to skip the iteration only for specific value, we can use the continue statements. Conditional operators. The operators, there are so many operators. That is, operators are used to create more complex conditional expressions. Expressions, that is A equal to C plus D. A equal to C plus D, this is an expression. A, C, D are the variables, equal to and plus are the operators. There are so many operators and operands combined together to form the expressions. And in the operators, we are having arithmetic operators and logical operators, so many operators. And logical operators means, that is, we are checking two arithmetic operators, we can use the logical operator, that is less than, greater than, that are the relations operator. And if two conditions in the relation operator can be combined together and it's checked by using the logical operator, that is, the logical operator is basically we are having and or not. And means two relations operator combined together. That is, if the person is greater than 70 and less than 80, then in such condition we are checking that greater than 70 and less than 80. And in this condition we are using the logical AND. If you are checking greater than or equal to 5, in this condition we are using the OR. We may say this or that. In such condition we can use OR. And if it is not, means that it's not belong to this category. This is the logical operators. The operators means the symbols that we are using in the expressions to do some fine operations. Bitwise operator, that is bitwise operator is individual bits of data. If we want to do any processing, we can use the bitwise operator, that is shift left, shift right. If 5 means 5 is a decimal number, if it is converted into binary, we can use 1 0 1 0 1. If you want to shift left or shift right, means we can shift the bit by in left side 1, or shift right means we can shift the bit by in one right side. This can be done easily by the bitwise operator. If you are not using the bitwise operator, we have to write the coding for more than 10 to 100 lines. To avoid this, we can use the bitwise operator. The bitwise operator means we can use, that is bitwise AND means ampersand symbol, or means that is a more symbol, XOR, and bitwise NOT, and left shift, right shift, and then unsigned. These are the operators, and in a single line we can produce the outputs here. Ternary operator, the ternary operator is an replacement for the for loop. That is the initialization condition as well as the increment or decrement we take over here. Here we are having the condition. The condition is true. That is not the replacement of for loop, it is the replacement for the if loop. That is, the condition is true, the expression 1 will get executed. The condition is false, then the expression 2 will get executed. That is, the age equal to 25. That is, we can simply print as like this. That is, age greater than or equal to 18, question mark. This is the true part, this is the false part. Check the age, and the age is greater than 25. That is, greater than 18 means 25, so it will print the output as adult. If we are giving as 10, it is less than 18, so it will print as minor. Okay, this adult and minor are the string variable is assigned to the variable status, and we are printing the variable status here. That is, the condition is checked first, and the result is assigned to a variable, and the variable is print by using the console output. Then compound assignment. Assignment operator single equal to and equality check means we are using the double equal to. That is, the compound equal to means that is more than one operator continuously used to evaluate an expression. We can say compound operator. Here is an example, that is plus and equal to. That is, we are performing the addition and the result is assigned to one variable. And if the operations performed on a variable and the result ascending is also the same variable, we can use the compound variable. That is x equal to x plus 5. 5 is added to the x, and the x value is assigned to once again to the x variable. That can be easily given as, that is, x equal to plus 5. That like this, x equal to x plus 5, that we can easily give in the this one, x plus 5 equal to 5. We can use the assignment operator. Exception handling means the error handling mechanism is automatically in the Java. That is the code which may produce error, that can be encoded in the try statement, that is block of try code, and if it encoded any error, that can be catched in the catch block, and it will get executed. The exception handling mechanism is one of the additional feature in the Java. Data types. Data types is divided into two types, primitive as well as non-primitive. Primitive means small, non-primitive means it's large. That is Boolean, character, integer, floating. And integer means byte short, int long. Based upon the size, we are dividing the data types like this. And floating means float and double. And non-primitive string array class interfaces. The class and interfaces are the new the concept in Java. That is, similar entities are inside the class, and during the time of inheritance, it will not support the multiple inheritance, because if more than two base classes are having means, and the base classes having the same name of method, and it will be confused by the generic class to call which methods inside the base classes. For that, the multiple inheritance is not supported in Java, and for that a new concept is added, that is known as the interface. That is, if you want to inherit more than one classes, the one is defined as class, other is defined as interface. The interface has some rules to define how to define interface, how to implement the interface. That is the difference between the class as well as the interface in the inheritance. Variables. We all know this is the basic in the for all the programming languages. That is declaring the variable. The variable is used to assign a value, and we have to give some initial value. The scope is, that is within the part, within the block of the code, its scope is available. And lifetime is we are creating the variable, we are using the variable, and finally we are destroying the variable. Whenever a program get executed, get completion, all the variable will get memory will be deallocated automatically. And type conversions, that is a type of one variable is converted into another type during the time of runtime. That is known as a type casting. That is, if you are declaring a variable as integer, and it can be automatically converted into float or double during the time of runtime. That is known as the typecasting, and this typecasting type conversions also can be done in the variables. This is the basic declaration. Variable scope, you all know that, and type conversions. That is, in type conversions we can we can convert the smaller data type into larger data type, and this is when we convert smaller to larger, we are saying that a widening, and larger to smaller we are saying narrow type conversions. And some conversions can take over implicitly, some also in the explicit manner. And expressions, that is result equal to 1 plus 2, that is result is a variable, 1 plus 2 are the values, plus and equal to the operators. This combination is known as the expressions. Control statements we have seen. And the class definition, this is a class defining method. How we are going to define a class? Class name. And these are the variables, these are the methods. The variables, this is the data type, and these are the variables. We can define more than number of variables, n number of variables, and the methods, there are also n number of methods. And the method may have a returning data type, and some values can be taken as input parameters. This is a way of declaring the classes in the Java. Yes, that is the class box. The class name is the box, and it starts with height, depth, 3 member variable, and then here we are having the main method, and the main method is resided inside the class box demo. In this program we are having 2 classes, box as well as the box demo. The main method resides inside the box demo. So this program is saved as box demo.java because the execution starts from the main method. And here box, my box equal new box. This box class we are creating a object my box, and this variable can access by using the object, that is my box dot width, my box dot height, my box dot depth. Okay, and here the width is a variable that is not called by using the object, so it's not belong to the class, but this height and depth is called by using the objects, and these objects are accessing, that is the object is accessing height and depth. This value is accessing, that is this height is having 20 value, this depth is having 15 value, but this width is with the initial value 0 only. This value will not get assigned to the width in the class. We are calculating the volume, that is width into height into width into height we are multiplying, and the value is stored in the volume. VOL is a variable, and that variable is not belong to the class, it's belong to the class box demo, and we are printing that the volume is the volume. Constructor, the constructor is used to initialize the instant variable of the classes, and it can be automatically called while we are creating the object. During the time of object creation, we can create the allocate the values to the member variables inside the class. There are so many constructors, that is here box is the class, and we are having 3 variables, width, height, depth, and where we are creating the object means that is width equal to height 10 equal, we are creating the we are assigning some values to the variables inside the classes, that is we are directly taking the variables inside the method of the classes without using the objects. Parameterized constructor means we are passing the values here, that is box is the class name, and WHD are the variables, and this variables belongs to the data type double, and this variable W belongs to the data type double, and width belongs to the data type double. This assigning, that is width also double data type, W also double data type, we are assigning variables here. Then only it will check the data type of this 2. If it is not matched, it will do the typecasting and the values get assigned here. And after assigning the value, only the variables inside the class is get multiplied to calculate the volume. Access modifier, public, private access protector. That is, public means the variables inside, the members inside the class can be declared as public, private, protected. Public means it can be accessed by anyone. Private means it's not even inside the objects, it's not able to access. And protected means During the time of inheritance, the subclasses can access the superclasses variables. We can use the protected method. These are the examples. Okay, thank you. We can continue the remaining, that is unit 3, 4, 5 in the next section. In this section, we have covered only the first 2 units. Thank you to all.